Excited to speak with a new guest on the show today. We have Josh Dzieza. He is investigations editor for The Verge, and he just wrote a fascinating new story in partnership with New York Magazine on the human costs of AI. Josh, great to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. Let's go ahead and put your piece up on the screen so folks can take a look at the tear sheet here. You were able to report on the human beings who are doing a lot of the legwork behind the AI that a lot of us are engaging with in our lives, sometimes without even realizing it. The headline here is AI is a lot of work. As the technology becomes ubiquitous, a vast tasker underclass is emerging and not going anywhere. So just tell us a little bit about what you found.
Yeah, so AI is trained on data, but before that can happen, humans need to go in and curate or label or sometimes tailor make that data. The system behind this data production or annotation, as it's often called, is super opaque. There's data vendors, private companies or platforms where people from all around the world do this work. They often don't know who they're working for. So I wanted to find out more about how that system works and how it's changed as AI has developed, as we've seen kind of the move toward these large language models like ChatGPT.
Yeah, and so tell us a little bit about like how this will expand in the future as ChatGPT and other LLMs become ubiquitous. We've seen I believe the Google AI chief came out and said, oh, we're going to come out with something soon that's going to crush ChatGPT and all of this. It's not all software, it's millions of humans, as you described. What does that look like?
Yeah, so it looks like I'm sure you've done CAPTCHA before, the little prove you're not a robot thing, that's also data annotation. And so it's sort of a very sophisticated form of that, at least the image labeling stuff. It's, tracing outlines of traffic cones at a pixel level, sort of frame by frame for self-driving cars. And then with text, it's chatting with chatbots and then critiquing their responses based on a bunch of different criteria. There's also elements of it where you're sort of pretending to be the chatbot that the engineers want to have, and you're giving good answers for questions, writing computer code if you wanted to be able to program. And so that's all sort of the launch process. And there's a conception often that, you just do this work, you need this work to sort of get started, and then the model is good enough that it doesn't need the humans anymore. What I found is that there's a growing recognition that it's not really how it works. One, if you want to keep getting better AI, you need more people doing new, often trickier forms of annotation. And then also, because these systems are really brittle, like they struggle in situations that aren't represented in their training data, whenever they're encountering something like that, or the world changes, or there's an event in the news that now people are talking about, you need humans to go in and sort of add more data, annotate the data, kind of keep these systems up to date. And so one of the things that we're seeing is these systems are out in the world more, they're running into more of these edge cases, and you need more humans kind of standing by to help them out.
So you talk to some of the people who do this as their work. They don't even really call it jobs. You say they call themselves taskers. Like, what is the day-to-day reality of existence for these individuals?
It varies a lot. So I talked to a lot of this work gets done on these kind of gig platform things where you sign up. And, it's one of these things that offers work from home. You maybe take some tests that qualify you for certain tasks, and there'll be some project that has some inscrutable code name like Pillbox Bratwurst or something. And it is something, maybe you're talking with a chatbot and it's there and you're getting paid a couple cents or maybe a few dollars for every task that you do. And you don't really know how long it's going to last. So if there's something that's paying well, people tend to just sort of do it as much as they can, work the longest hours they possibly can, possibly stay up for days to do it.
Wow.
Because at some point, the data won't be needed anymore for a while anyway, and the project will end. And then you'll have to, hopefully in the best case scenario, you have to learn how to do a new task and start working on that. In the worst case, there's just nothing. And then you're out of work for some unknown amount of time.
Yeah, that was kind of my question, is that obviously this is a vulnerability. And since these people are all about automation and software, are they trying to automate these people out of existence, Josh?
Very much so. This data is also very expensive.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of work being done to automate it. And if you look at the history of machine learning development, it's kind of always being automated away, but then it's also, that doesn't mean that you don't need annotation anymore. It just means you need a different type of annotation. So like the early image recognition stuff, people went through and they labeled cats and dogs and airplanes and buses or whatever. That is all, that's easy now. That's all automated away. But then it enables self-driving cars, and that requires even more people doing even more technical and tricky annotation and labeling, because the stakes are higher and the world is complicated, and trying to get a self-driving car to navigate it is extremely difficult.
So it seems to me like, I mean, the fears, some of the worries with AI, and especially with, some of the large language models, is that it will automate out of existence a number of, at this point, fairly well-paying white-collar jobs. Part of why I think there's been so much attention in the media is because it's sort of like an existential threat to the professional class that the media represents, which, is understandable, it's an important story. It seems like what you're documenting here is, it's not that jobs are going to go away. It's that instead of having these white-collar jobs, that part might be automated out of existence. Instead, you're swapping these, relatively well-paid jobs where you have some amount of power in your workplace, et cetera, and it's not just completely anonymous. You're not just completely in a vacuum alone crunching these tasks, for this sort of global underclass that has zero power in terms of what they're doing day to day, zero predictability, zero labor rights, certainly zero union rights or ability to collectively organize. Is that kind of the bigger picture of what you're getting at here?
I think that's the risk, yeah, and then I think that's why it's important to be aware that this is happening behind the scenes with these systems, because it's not going to be a robot comes and replaces you at your job. It, I think, will be something like this, where maybe you're now part of this global digital assembly line, and you do one piece of annotation, pass it off to some other system that goes somewhere else, and, some other human. No one knows who is where, and so it's quite difficult to push for better conditions, and you bear the cost of all the kind of precarity.
Yeah.
When there's no work, you're not getting paid.
Yeah,
So
I mean, this is the gig economy on steroids, basically. You don't even know who your fellow taskers are. You have no connection with them, no communication with them whatsoever. The other part that really intrigued me, Josh, as you were talking about, part of the annotating and training for the chatbots is giving them examples of what are good answers. That doesn't sound easy. That sounds like it'd be tricky to do. That sounds like and it's not straightforward. It seems like there would be a lot of subjective interpretations and judgment calls that would have to be made there. So talk about that and what the potential impacts there are.
Yeah, it's definitely really tricky, because you're trying to sort of give these systems examples of what you want them to do, but they don't always take the right lesson from it, I guess you could say. And so you need to, at the simplest level, it's something like, here's an example of a question. Now I need to answer it accurately in sort of the right kind of style, sort of whatever else, only containing information that's contained in the prompt or whatever. And then the system learns to mimic it, but maybe, it doesn't actually learn how to fact check or, think logically. It just sort of learns how to sound really similar. So you end up with these systems that, are just extremely good at sounding plausible, which is super dangerous. I mean, it has sometimes hilarious outcomes and potentially quite dangerous outcomes, that these things are just extremely good bullshitters. And so that's a little bit what the risk is there. But it's also just difficult work. It's it's sort of it's kind of like taking a really tricky standardized test, where it's by its nature subjective, because it's language and you're critiquing some written text on a bunch of different criteria. But if it doesn't line up with however your third level employer is doing quality assurance, then you can get banned, and you don't really know why.
Well, it was a really interesting interview, Josh. I encourage everybody to go and read the piece. We're going to have a link down in the description. Buy the magazine too, I guess, if all that stuff helps. And we appreciate your time, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. Great to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate it. The next time you see me, it'll be in Indian garb and in sneakers. I guess I'll be technically married.
And he'll be married.
Not under any technical law, but I guess under higher law, right? That's the one that counts. Actually, what really counts is the happiness of my grandparents. So all are over 90 years old. They're very happy to be able to have this ceremony there. And I want to thank my fiance and her family also for making it work. It's not the easiest journey. So I've got a flight tonight to New Delhi. I'm excited, I guess, to be on it. I'm going to miss everybody here on the show, but Emily's going to do a great job.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm really glad that we got to do 1 million together, Krystal.
Congratulations to
Thank you.
Congratulations to the whole Breaking Points community and family on 1 million subscribers. I'm actually going to be in for Ryan tomorrow, and then so Emily and I are going to be doing a show tomorrow for Counterpoints, and we'll be doing the show on Thursday as well. So I will see you tomorrow, and Saagar will see you whenever he decides to come back.
I'll be back. I think it's July 8th or something like that.
Something like that.
I'll be
All
back.
right.
Don't worry about it.
Love you guys. We'll both see you soon. Hey guys, if you like that video, go to breakingpoints.com, become a premium subscriber, and help us build the best independent media organization on the planet.
That's right. We're subscriber funded. We're building something new. We want to replace these failing mainstream media organizations.
So again, to subscribe, it's breakingpoints.com.